And I'm live. Thank you for joining me. I was told to do an introduction. My name's Brad. I build gas bikes. Um, Started 4 years ago. I turned 51. I couldn't climb the hill anymore up to my house. I had to get off my bike and walk. So I found a used gas bike and bought it. Bad CDI. Figured that out like that. I put a spark plug in it and did the old look for a spark. The spark looked like crap, so I started it. I pulled a new one in, and that's how I started in the gas bike, and then just kept on going. My first bike, I was a wrap, meaning that it had the giant magnet in it, and it had the crappy CDI in it with the crappy cable on it for a chainsaw instead of a motorized bike or a larger engine. That's where I started. Today I'll finish the engine better. Just waiting, seeing who shows up. Hopefully somebody cool. Skateboard grease. Better than 3-in-1. It'll clean the grease. And I got that finger so fucking good. I'll do about that. Hey, cool, Will. What's up, man? Glad to see you this morning. Glad you tuned in. Thank you very much. Collecting all this information for when you do decide to build something. You're awesome, Will. What would you like to talk about this morning, Will? Thank you, Will. You're awesome. Waking up, it's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday, 3-day weekend, maybe 4. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe 4. Today I'm going to the Rickmobile. I want to buy me a hoodie. It's a hoodie day for me. The Rickmobile is Rick and Morty. It's a cartoon show that I watch. It's pretty popular. It's about a grandpa who can make machines and travel in time, space, and dimension with his grandson named Morty, who whines a lot. Great show. Oh, I don't have any 9mm studs. I tell people that strip 8s can go to 9, but 9mm studs are super expensive, and you have to make them. They don't really make a 9mm. They make a 10mm stud, and that just barely fits on your case. Regular China dolls, huh? You want to do a regular China doll? I can do that. I was going to finish this engine, but yeah, I won't go into that. Well, just basically, I'm good enough to build an engine, but not live next to it. What kind of shit is that? I don't know. All right, let's do something safe. Let's see if I can find my chuck key. Let's see what we can do. I'll do something. You know, I build gas bikes for lights, and you liked it, so I better start building. Oh man, everybody'd be pissed if I cranked that fucker up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Though. Let's see what else can I do. Say you want me to do normal. Sorry, let me find one. Let's do a normal one. I have no problem with that. 2, 3 up here. Let's find a normal one and just build it. Let's see, where is it? Oh. Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's an engine. There we go. Hey, thanks for joining the show. You got a question for me? I was just going to start with Will and build a regular China doll. He wants to see me build a regular one. Okay, you're having trouble to start it. Great. Not great for you, but great for me. You have a question. Okay. Do you have spark? Do you know how to check for spark? Do you have a ohms meter? Are you getting spark? Are you getting compression? Are you getting gas? Let's go over the 3 things. Fire, gas, air. Are you getting those 3 things? And great that you're building your first one. The best advice I can tell you is if you start getting frustrated, just set it down. Just set it down, talk to a couple people, come back to it when you're in a better mood. Never go bike rage. I bike raged and thrown stuff and everything, and bike rage isn't the way to go, man. Okay, you got spark, great. Let me just grab an engine. Here's an engine. Okay. Teach you how to do a blowjob on an engine. We get there, we got a 400. Okay. Here we go. Here's your basic 400 engine here. Pepper or happy. Basic 49 millimeter chainsaw engine. You're telling me you're getting spark, right? Do you have a meter? Can you meter stuff? Do you understand ohms or any of that? And I can show you how to test it a lot faster. But if you don't, I'll show you the other method that's slower and without any tools, without a thing. But I'll show you a meter just in case. Here's your meter. Turn it on. Set it up so you can see it. I hang a wrench on it so it hang on my desk. Here is your magneto wires. Plug it up there. Plug it up here. And you get a reading right there. 0.33, right? Weak ass shit, but good enough. Anything 0.3 something is good enough, right? That'll also tell you if you have a broken wire. Great. Then you just saw it. You want 0.33, 0.34, 0.35 on the magneto. And let's go over your CDI next. Here's your CDI. I unscrewed that thing and replace it with 7 millimeter core braided copper wire. Spin a NGK non-resistor boot, model number L2FH. So you can see the model number. Really hard. And it's easy to tell a non-resistor is because the NGK is black and not white. You see one with white, that means it's got resistance, and you don't want resistance. Okay? Now let's go over your port changes. This is probably what's wrong. Blow through here. If any air comes out, you got an air leak, especially around the base. On a China doll, she always leaks right here at the base. If you blow here at bottom and it comes out here, then I'll put it at bottom. And I can feel the transfers. I can feel when the transfers open and when the transfers close. And I can feel how much I'm losing off the compression of the spark or the piston not sitting correctly. Meaning that the piston wears out on one side and starts to leak out the exhaust side, right? Boom! That's where it says boom, because I can blow when that's the bottom, I mean, and this boom is the top. That means I can't blow it all. That means that it is at top. I want it to fire now. Let's look at our position of our magnet. Our position of our magnet is 1 o'clock. It's supposed to fire at 1 o'clock. If it's firing early, you're going to 4-stroke. If it's firing late, it's going to backfire, or it's going to run like shit. Okay, this is your crank. This is what's inside. There's 2 pieces inside your engine. This, 4 bearings, and a clutch. This is all that's inside your case. Nothing else. These are your 2 parts in your case. The sooner you get this, the sooner you can go. This is sleeved down to a 12 millimeter. But this is the only thing in your case. This is how your clutch works. Your clutch is attached to the flower there. The flower nut screws on that. Your bucking arm and your bucking arm ball go in here. Your clutch pushes here, and it pulls this out, and the spring is what pops it back in place. When you push it there, it will push this out, which is connected to your spring. I'm looking for the pin. With the pin, and that's your where your oil comes out to grease the spring. You pack this side right here with grease. I like white lithium. Here's your white lithium. I like. There's a hell of a lot better white lithium. This is just the cheap $5 stuff. But when you fill this up, it's gonna grease the spring and come out of those 2 little holes I showed you. One little hole right there, hard to see it, and one little hole on the other side. And this right here, you adjust inside the clutch. But back to getting your engine started. When you start your engine, or try to, is it trying to fire? Can you hear something burning in your engine? Can you hear or see or feel that it's trying to turn over? Is it trying to turn over? Are you getting zip? Nothing, nada, or is it like trying to go and then not, or what's it doing? Because if you've got fire, it should be trying to burn the gas. It should be trying to ignite the gas when the plug's hot. If you got fire, it's going to heat the plug, unless the CDI is bad. And it's easy to check a CDI. I can show you how to check a CDI with a meter, or yeah, I'll show you since you have a meter. Let's check the CDI. I got a couple of bad CDIs on my table though, but I know this one's good because I just rebuilt it. Well, let's check that. Let's go onto the back side and read the back of the coil. Okay, back. Spark plug right there. Always hard to hit the spark plug. Okay, see if we can read anything off of them. The back side, it's hard to. This is why I always unscrew it because it never likes to. What size is that? 3/16. Okay. This one. Aluminum will pass electricity pretty well. Oh boy. Just sitting up. And this one right here on the black wire. Right here. Okay. And I'll just try and get a reading. This is a fluke push-o-matic. Okay, let's just read the voltage off the back end then. This is the voltage off the back end of the coil. What we're seeing is, what's up, Dred? Fuck a day. Thanks for joining the show. Fuck yes, I'll take a like, Dred. Please, Dave. Please, Dave. Please. But what you're looking at now, Pepper, is I'm reading the back side of the voltage off of the ohm meter or the voltage meter. And I'm making sure the coil is not broken. I like to read a resistance of like 9 or something like that off the back, and I like to watch it count, meaning that I like to see that it's charging or discharging with a meter. Thank you, Dred. You're awesome, man. You know, I live for those things. Everybody else is like, why don't you make a lot of money? I'd rather make friends than happy people. I'd rather find other gas bike lovers. Find somebody that'd like to do it with me. But that's how I check the back of the coil. You can read the voltage off of your black wire and your spark plug and read the back off the copper. My dog's working crazy for me. This one's a good one. I know that one's good. Yes, buddy. Yes. You can be part of the show. Don't take off. Don't limpity-limp away. I see what you're doing. Dog's going to be bad, I can tell. He's going to get in trouble. I'm going to be bad. What are you being bad for, dog? Huh? Get back here. You know Bones kick your ass. Not the neighbor dog. One second, guys. Get over here, Wimpity. Now, don't be bad and don't break my spokes. Okay. Hey! My dog. Okay, we're going, we're trying to get Pepper's engine to figure out why it's not starting. He's built a PK80, it's the first one. I was going over a little bit about CDI checks and how to read it. Let's talk about what to do if you cannot or do not have a meter. You can place spark plug into there and ground it to the engine like this or body. And you should be able to see a spark hit good when you push the bike. You put this up against here on the body. Let's see a nice blue spark there when you push the bike. If you don't see a spark there, magneto or CDI. More commonly, it's usually the CDI. But that's how I would check it before I'd use a meter. Or like if I was riding it and died, that's how I'd check it if I had a spark plug, which you got spark. Okay, is it a good spark? Is it a spark that sparks every single time and it's a bright blue? If you do you got fuel? Can you smell gas on the tip of here? Meaning that it's flowing all the way from the carburetor through your engine completely. And you can smell the gas and taste it. It's gas. Okay, you got a new engine K plug. Okay, let's check compression. Rufus! Hey, you're interrupting my show. Rufus! Rufus! Dog. Let's check compression then. Boom! I can feel the compression. Good one. Good compression will blow my finger right up. Like that.
I know, Grandma.
I
Yeah.
know.
But thanks for saying something. She just sits there and lets him do it. She'd say work.
Okay, you got gas. You got gas, you got compression. Put your finger right there. Turn the clutch. Bam! And you can feel it, and it should go woo, woo, like that. You should feel it go pull in, and then release. You should feel that oof, oof. If you don't feel the release, or you don't feel the pressure up, your rings are bad, pull the jug. That's how you check compression. How's your compression? I have a compression gauge, but this is mine. Just stick my finger right over it, just like that. Compression's good. Okay, you have fire. You have gas coming in here. Let's check your exhaust. Pull your muffler off. And blow through your muffler. Yeah, it isn't supposed to be in that bag. There's another piece in there too.
I got them both.
Okay. I'm stealing these treats. Where was it? Okay, I was talking about spark. Okay, you can smell the gas. You got an NGK plug in there. You're passing electricity. You're passing gas. Let's check the exhaust. Pull off your muffler and blow. See if you got. Doesn't matter if it's brand new. That's what I hear more than anything. But it's brand new, Brad. Everybody tells me that, and I'm like, dude, this shit comes on a boat. There's no such thing as a return with these, ever. The boat never takes shit back to China. They're illegal in China. They can't be sold, bought, or traded in China. When people in China want these, they have to contact somebody in America, ship them here, and ship them back. They're illegal in China. Oh, sweet, Dread. So you're not going to go with the pedestal because you talked to somebody that broke their pedestal, right? Because lots of people break their pedestals because they don't shim it. But yeah, check your exhaust. Try and start it without a muffler on. See if it's on that side. And if it's not intake, it's not compression, it's not air leaks around the side because you blew through it and no air comes out. If air comes out, it's an air leak. And if the exhaust, if it won't start with the muffler, pull the muffler off. See if it'll start. It won't hurt a thing. I mean, you'll hear a lot of guys tell you, oh, you'll destroy the engine running it without a muffler. No. Yes, of course. I'm the biggest complainer of all about those bad clutches. I'm the one that screamed at everyone and told everyone those cocksuckers shorted us all bearings in our clutches. How much did they save by shorting us one or two bearings? I have no clue, but it caused so much anguish to every builder out there. I mean, fuck. Let's talk about bad clutches. Here's a clutch. There's supposed to be 62 bearing or balls right here in this area. If it shakes back and forth like this or this, means those bastards shorted you a bearing. Don't ask me why. I have no clue why they do that. It doesn't make sense. But the best thing to do is what Doug Owens does. Is he removes this piece right here that holds it in and replaces it with a bearing, which is in this one over here. Let me show you this one. Here. In this one. I have a Doug Owens bearing in here. Let me show you this. And hold on. I'm still trying to get Pepper's engine going. But it sounds like if the muffler don't go, pull the jug, man. If it's not gas, it's not your spark, it's not your air mix, and if it's not air leaks, pull the jug, man. If you blow through it and it's still tight as a whistle, something inside's going. One of it. There's only two parts inside too. You want me? I don't repair them anymore. I used to spend hours breaking them apart. And I used to spend hours and hours breaking them apart and freaking doing those BBs. And oh God, I was pissed. I would call up everybody that sold me the engines, and I would fucking bitch them out. I'd bitch them out for hours too, or as long as they would listen. I'd be like, "You cocksucker, stop selling that shit. You fucking," and they bought 300 or 30 or 40 kits, you know, what are they going to fucking do? Eat them? And I'm like, yeah, fucking eat them. I'm like, fucking order new clutches at $20 each and fucking fix them before you sell them. And I didn't make very many friends. Here's what you want to do with your clutch, though. See that? That is an enclosed precision bearing. That's what you want. You do not want that piece of fucking shit from China. See the difference? This is an enclosed bearing. He pulls this piece right here and wears it out and then replaces it with a bearing. What's cool is if you don't, he uses the same shit I use, steel stick, JB Weld steel stick, and he glues them on there. But if you don't glue them on there, you can actually physically remove the bevel plate, and behind it is your smooth pressure plate. You can rough up the smooth pressure plate and go the opposite direction. This is going to turn this, so you want to sand it in the opposite round direction, and that clutch will stop so much better with the removable barrel. He doesn't want to build them with the removable bevel because then everybody will know where to get this bearing. And you can read the numbers on it right there. But I'm sure as soon as more people build them, he'll release more information. This right here is Ryan's pressure plate that he builds. See that? Here is the shit that they fucking pass off as a pressure plate to China to us. Right here. This is what they pass off to us. This is an American-made clutch pressure plate. See how it's got small lines that go in a curve like that? What that's going to do is that's going to grab better. I'd like to cut those just a hair deeper or more. He does it like every space in between. Those are cooling holes. I'm not big on cooling holes at all. I don't believe in them, and I think they tear up your pucks faster. I think it'd just cut them faster if you have a hole. But this is just my opinion. Please don't be mad about my opinion. It's just what I think of it. I've run hundreds and hundreds of engines. This right here is a good idea, though. This against this. Let me show you the difference in size, too. That's how thick a normal one is. This is how thick this is. And then let's go into the pads. Here's the pads that he uses. Yeah, Pepper, tell me if it works. Oh, sure, Happy. I'll call you Happy. Happy Gilmore. I like it. Here's the pads. These are more like actual brake shoes than pads. The material's got the copper in it, just like the substitute for asbestos pads. But these you only need to run 6 instead of all of these. You would run it uh, 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 like every other one. You'd only run 6 of these. Okay. You have my full attention. That's why I haven't asked. I'm listening. Wow. Wow, Will. Yeah, pressure plate like this. Nice and thick. It's going to help stop these monsters because the monsters eat clutches for breakfast every day. That is your throw out spring. What that does is it's going to throw out your, when you push it in, that spring is going to push this clutch out and let it free spin. Free spin means that it will turn, the bevel will turn without the clutch turning. And that's a free spin. I'll show you how you set it. You go back here, pull it tight, spin it all the way on. You can't spin it anymore. And back it up 2 clicks. 1, 2. There you go. Check it to make sure it's free. It's turning the crank now, see? How it's turning the crank, and then pull your clutch lever. And this is turning without. And that's how the clutch works. Release it, turn everything, pull it in, just this part. That's your clutch. Here's my plate I just cut last night. That's how that's going to sit. But yes, that's why I don't change the bearings anymore. I just call up Doug, tell him I need another one. I've asked Doug if he'll just sell me the bearing, but he'd rather keep that to himself right now, and he told me not to give anybody the numbers off of the bearing, so I do respect him enough to keep that to myself. I can tell you all you'd have to do is find the bearing the exact same size as that, and that's it. And it just sits on there. Yeah, doesn't it look good, Will? I mean, I think that looks badass, dude. I'm going to cut the other hole here. And this is how I like mine. I can access the screw, make sure it's tight. I can adjust my clutch while I'm driving. I can put a clear piece of plastic in it if I'm running in dirt or mud, which is very rare. I usually just a street rider, so it really doesn't matter about getting too much in here. And I can teach you how to grease it. Take where you want the grease. Most builders just put a giant dab right here and it just blows right inside underneath here. Worthless. What you want is you want the grease inside the bevels. The only place safe for the thing not to throw the grease is in between here. Inside here with a toothpick. A tiny dab. Right? That's enough to do the cog. And what you want to do is take a toothpick and put it inside each cog, like so. If you don't get it in the cog, it'll just throw it into the engine. Just like that. The cog all oiled up good. And then don't start the engine. A lot of people will oil this and start it. What you want to do is turn it. And you'll feel it getting looser and looser as the cogs work into each other. Just like that. And then you're going to want to spin it until it coats all the cogs. Another thing you want to do is, if I was building a race engine, while I was doing this, when I was in my bearings, I'd clean my bearings with skateboard grease. And they'll spin a lot faster with skateboard grease. I can't wait to see your bike run, Dredd. I cannot fucking wait. It'll be cool. Yeah, happy, but just try and start it without the exhaust and see if it's the exhaust. And if it's not gas, it's not air, it's not compression, it's not that. Make sure the exhaust. I'll get a muffler that's clogged, brand new. I'll pick it up, I'll blow through it, I'll be what the fuck. And how you clear it out is tap it, hit it on something, or blow it out with an air compressor. But there'll be shit in China. These factories are the dirtiest fucking factories in China. There is food, there is shit inside your case, there is other crap. I mean, it's got to be the dirtiest fucking plant in China that builds China dolls. I mean, you're talking 10-man crew, tops. They eat, sleep, and breathe on the line. So, yeah, they'll be eating their lunch on the line. They'll be eating their dinner on the line. 14 hours a day. Probably making $2 or $3 an engine to assemble. Hey, all right, I'll end my show. Jeez. Dang. Dog's all pissed and wants to go. All right. Jeez. Wow. Complaints this morning. The complaint department at hospitals is high today. I have to take my dog for a walk, guys. Really? You got video of that? Because they won't let anybody have video or pictures of anything in the plant. And it's like, hush, hush. Nobody's allowed to. The places that make the parts aren't the place that makes symbols. And it's impossible to get pictures of that plant. They make Harley parts, too.
Get him in here. Get in here.
Is he in trouble, Grandma?
Just get him in here. Don't stop barking.
I'm going to take him for a walk right now. But thanks for listening. I'll be back tonight. And please, Happy, please get a hold of me. I'll work you through and get that engine going. All that. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I got to go walk the dog. Sorry, my show's 15, 20 minutes low of my hour. But I will be back. And thanks for tuning in. Please like, please subscribe. And I love you guys. Talk to you later.